All right, so first and foremost, episode 12 brings us right into the fight with Cie and Gretch. My question is, Gretch, why your left eyelashes stay coming off? They stay coming off. Even with the fight with Jela and the whole house, it's that same left lash. Like, are you doing individuals? Are you doing strips? I don't know, because it's just coming off. The whole thing. The whole thing.
She looked
crazy with one lash.
Yeah.
Like,
This the kind of beat to go, this the kind of beat to go, this the kind of beat to go, rock, top, top.
welcome back to another episode of the Petty Headquarters. Can't believe it's episode 40.
I know.
Really crazy. It feels good to be back in the studio from DR.
Literally.
But yes, I'm your host, Tiana Locke, and this is
Jesse Strange.
And we are back at it again with another Mother Effing Baddies recap, which you guys love so much. If you guys are new here, just letting you know that we are a pop culture podcast. We do talk about things in relation to celebrity drama, Zeus Network, baddies, you know, that realm. So yeah, if you're new, just sit in, relax, and get to know us.
Yeah. Join in on the tea, because today we are going to do a baddies recap. It's been working out that way.
It really has been. It really has been. But yeah, we're definitely trying to get back on our giving the other topics some love as well. So
yeah, I was gonna say I definitely miss doing the deep dives.
Me too.
You know, it's a lot of baddies content, but it is baddie season.
It is.
You know, we gotta take it for what it is.
Yeah.
Because eventually it's not gonna be that. So
Right. So let us just jump right into it.
Before that, because we're covering episode 11 and 12, right?
Right.
And we saw episode 11 in Punta Cana.
Yes, we did.
Can we talk about our experience real quick? Because it was so funny. The fact that we literally, in order to bring that episode, the last episode to y'all, we literally went through TSA. First of all, we learned a lot of things that day, okay? We packed up our equipment, went all the way to DR through customs, paid an extra bag fee just to make that episode a possibility.
It's crazy.
But it feels
Really
good
crazy.
to be back here.
Yeah, and like, you know, we did see the comments in regards to like, you know, thank you for bringing us on your vacation, or like, you know, making content for us while you're on vacation.
Or taking time out of your vacation
for us. Like, yeah, we did see those comments, and, you know, shout out to Jessie, because if it wasn't for her, I probably wouldn't have been doing that because of all of the technical difficulties that we had to face.
Yes, we did.
But, you know, aside from the audio and me being a perfectionist, it was decent for what it was worth. It was decent. So yeah, shout outs to Jessie for that,
and shout out to y'all for appreciating it, because it definitely was a lot of work to even take our time out of our vacation to do that. Like, it's fun. We love making these like podcast videos, but at the end of the day, it's not necessarily that we don't love, but what the hardest part about it is that, I mean, it's work, right? Like,
and also like we don't have a big team. It's just both of us. Right. So it's like, you know, when you we have different designated roles, so that it is what it is. Sometimes it's just harder, especially when you don't have a big team of people. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So with that being said, I did appreciate the comments, like in regards to the people appreciating that we did take time out of our vacation to shoot content.
Yeah.
So shout outs to y'all. But yes, we are going to be covering episodes 11 and 12. We did say we're going to be doing 2 episodes at a time. I know the newest one just came out, so y'all saw the newest one. We just did 2, so you're gonna get it in this episode.
Yeah.
So let us get into it.
Yeah, let's jump into it.
So, episode 11.
Not only did we record in DR, but we also literally sat down on the couch with my sister and her boyfriends who watched episode 11 together.
All right, so just to take it back and to pick up from episode 11, I know when we left off at the last episode, we did talk about the preview and what we were gonna expect, how we saw the preview of Anna talking about Mariah Lynn and her mother and how they had an altercation with Mariah's aunt as well. And then we also saw a preview of Callie and Gretch, and we were just like, what the fuck happened, right? But then we eventually found out what happened on episode 11. So episode 11, it brings us to this whole situation with Anna Mac and Mariah Lynn and her mother. First of all, I didn't even know that they had beef. 1, 2, this happened on the way to DR. And I just think it's very interesting that why is Mariah's mom running up on you? Why is Mariah's family running up on you?
Why is Mariah's family always running up on people though? Because it's not the first time. Didn't that happen with Smiley?
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like weird. Like, again, going back to what I was saying before, like, when your character is portrayed as someone who just in your family really portray, like, if you've done it before, how am I supposed to believe that you wouldn't do it again? You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know what the beef is though, which is kind of interesting.
I don't know what the beef is either, but I did see Anna Mac's live about her getting emotional in regards to the whole situation, and she said that she refused to tell people what the situation was because she felt like she didn't have any beef with Mariah Lynn. She felt like at the end of the day too, she didn't want to do shit for cameras. She didn't want to develop a storyline, and she felt like that's what Mariah was doing. Mariah was cultivating her storyline on the show, and she didn't want to do that because in her eyes, she saw Mariah as like her friend. So the whole situation like really upset her, where she talked about it on live, and she actually did break down and was like crying because like, you know, she doesn't want to beat nobody's mom up, but at the end of the day, if you are attacking me, what am I supposed to do?
Right, you put her in a tough situation,
and then
like,
it's the mom and the aunt.
Right,
like it's not like it's just the mom. Like it's two people like jumping on you and attacking you. Not to say that maybe they jumped you, but like two people attacking you though, you're gonna feel threatened and you're gonna feel like, all right, I need to do what I need to do to survive. So she did what she had to do. I mean, what is your take on that? Do you think that Anna should have beat up Mariah Lynn's mom or what? What's your take on that? Because I got my take.
I know the internet is going like,
because a lot of people are saying Anna's wrong. Was Anna right or wrong for hating Mariah's mom?
She was not wrong. Like at the end of the day, you know, the same way you square up with any bitch, like, you know, she could be a mom, she could have all these kids, she could be like that, but at the end of the day, it's a consequence to your actions, right? Like, if you're gonna square up, you just gonna, it don't matter who's mom, and it's not like it's Biggie's family, right? Because Anna Mac and Biggie
so
are
what
a
if
lot
somebody
closer.
hit your mother and your mother was the one that hit her first? Then what?
But that's why I understand both sides. So does Tasiki, so does Callie. Like, yo, it's up, bro.
Yeah,
you
agreed.
don't fight somebody your own size. And I'm gonna get my mom too behind closed doors. Like, bitch, what you doing? Like, you know, sorry, I don't mean to.
Because she listens.
Yeah. I'm not calling my mom a bitch, but I'm just saying, if you acting crazy like that, I'm gonna have to address you like that, because at the end of the day, you fucking up my mojo. Like, this is my show. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is not, you're not on the show, the aunt's not on the show, it's my show that you're on, and you're acting out of pocket.
You're embarrassing me.
It just seems though, I could believe that it was done for a storyline, because, or it could have been Mariah's idea, because again, after seeing how flip-floppy she was with Bianca, I just wouldn't put it past that. And then how she got her sister to get Smiley and how sneaky she was about that. I don't trust Mariah. Like, I feel like I'm done trusting Mariah. And Anna, like, I don't know. I feel like even it's telling that she's even feeling guilty about it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
She feels guilty. Like, even her not really wanting to talk to nobody, not wanting to converse. It's like,
yeah,
you know, that's just not something that you want to be proud of. Like, yeah,
it's
beat her
not,
up, but it's like not okay. Like, I'm not happy that I did that. But it's like, if that's what had to happen, that's what had to happen. Me personally, I don't give a fuck whether I don't care. I'm sorry. Like, that's me personally. I don't care how old you are. You hit me first, it's up. Like, that's just me. And I know I've always felt strongly about that. Every time I announce that, people are like, oh no, you're wrong, you can't do that. And I feel like that's the energy that Anna's getting. Like, oh no, that's the mom though, that's the older lady. I don't give a fuck. You're a mom, you're an older lady. You should know better since you're the adult. you don't know better. So I'm going to beat you up now because you're not acting like an adult.
They're both.
You want to meet me? You want to meet me on my level?
They're both the adult, but one has 22. One has more life experience, right? They're both the adults, though, technically.
Legally, I guess
I'm
Anna's
just saying,
the adult, but
they're both. But
she's 22.
Yeah, she's young. She's a young kid at the end of the day.
She's not a kid.
22.
You're making us sound hella old right now.
I'm sorry.
I know we older, but still, you making us sound hella old.
All right, whatever, yo. That's how it feels now. Like, if a 22-year-old is does have like a little kid. But anyways, I don't know. I feel like Anna doesn't deserve the pushback, but it's easy for people to criticize and judge that because obviously it's their mom, right? You're thinking and you're putting yourself from a position of your mom being attacked, but you guys aren't putting yourself in a position where like
you're being
some
attacked.
Random bitch is attacking you. You know what I mean?
Because that's your mother, but to me that's a stranger.
Right.
I don't know you.
Yeah.
So who are you to run up on me, one, try to grab my phone, two, and then try to swing on me and hit me and like try to rough me up because you see me as this young little girl. And that's the problem with a lot of these old people. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing for me. A lot of these old people feel like they could do whatever and say whatever they want to younger folks because they see them as, oh, you're not a threat. But bitch, you will get beat up. Like, stop playing stupid.
And a lot of people like to hide behind I'm the mom, or moms really like to hide behind I'm the mom card. You know what I mean?
But I bet you if you beat her up, you wouldn't be calling yourself a mom no more. Yeah. That's what a lot of them do. Y'all be talking about your mom, your grandma, you're old when you get beat up. But if you won the fight, you wouldn't be talking about how you're a mom or a grandma. Like you would be hyping that shit up, especially if you have that mentality. Because there's a lot of these moms and grandmas that still have that street mentality or that hood mentality because they grew up in certain situations and environments, so they still act a certain way and they're supposed to be the adult, but they're not emotionally mature. So clearly Mariah's mom is given that.
Yeah, for sure.
Honestly, I didn't even think Mariah and Anna had beef.
It's weird. These girls are weird. I don't want to go into no assumptions or anything like that, but I feel like, what if they're not allowed to talk about what's going on? I'm pretty sure Lemmy has gotten a lot smarter with those NDAs these days.
I just wish it was on camera. Because if Callie was there, I don't know, why wasn't it on camera?
But that's what I'm saying. I feel like it's not on camera for a reason. I feel like their beef has to do with something behind closed doors, the same way you didn't know Anna and Scotty had beef over Lemmy until things started to circulate. It was rumored, but it wasn't confirmed or anything like that. And I feel like it's the same thing. The only reason they keep it off, why would Lemmy, who exploited Krishan, who had her drinking while pregnant and smoking, not take an opportunity to broadcast drama? Right. Because it has to do with him.
Maybe. Yeah.
Usually it's because it has to do with something about him, because then it makes his network look bad or something like that. I feel like it's not by accident that those cameras weren't there. I'm pretty sure they caught it. I just not putting it online. And honestly,
it makes sense too. When Anna mentioned in this recent episode that the mom grabbed her phone, Anna's always recording. So it makes me wonder, were you recording and then she grabbed your phone? Because I'm wondering if Anna maybe might have some type of footage. Because I feel like she always in a cut recording something.
Yeah, she is.
So I'm just wondering too, Anna, do you have the footage? Because drop the receipts. We want to see something. Drop the receipts.
I feel like she's not going to.
She's not.
You look at how she acted when it was a secret about Lemmy. She refused to talk about it. We had no idea why. And it was just and she was really good at keeping that secret. She didn't slip up even when she was angry or look bad. Right. But then when you look at it happening again, but she's quick to talk about other people's shit, right? So that's why I feel like she can't talk about it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I don't know. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Moving on though, what I did want to address, right? And I've been dying to talk about this because no one else is talking about it.
Because no one notices.
And I feel very, very disrespected, okay? Because I feel like Zeus Network really thinks we're stupid, right? Because, mind you, they're in Puerto Rico. They're now showing us B-roll going to DR. Mm-hmm. And they're showing us B-roll of Punta Cana and parts of Puerto Rico. It is so
they really did.
fucking weird.
Like I didn't really see much B-roll from Punta Cana and DR at all, honestly.
Yo, they're really portraying the scenes to be, it's so fucking weird. Like we're in DR and they're showing us still B-roll footage of Puerto Rico. And it's like, is this a lazy edit?
Yeah,
because we've seen the B-roll even before that on the other episode where it was the same fucking shot.
Yeah.
So I'm like, is this one not like a lazy edit? Meanwhile, the entire production should be going up, right? Because you're making fucking bread. Look at all the millions you're spending on all these fucking little
private jets, all that,
bro. But even then, like his little Lemmy's fucking stupid ass Instagram post where he's so weirdly obsessed with himself.
Oh my god!
And he's always doing these like weird solo.
He a
promos.
baddie. He a baddie.
He really is a baddie.
He a baddie.
He act like one.
He act like a baddie for real.
He really
be in
does.
a mess. He be in a drama.
He said Pookie.
Yeah.
What?
He called Ray J Pookie.
Bro, you need your own. You need to be next to Natalie.
Own fucking show because he a baddie. Let me the baddie, yo.
Bro. So like, you telling me you got all this money, but your B-rolls you're trying to I feel like he's trying to take me for a fool. Like I don't travel enough to know that you're showing me Puerto Rico B-roll while trying to portray that you're in DR.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you really think I'm that stupid? Do you think that your viewers are that dumb? Are you lazy? Did you not want to pay your editors more? Like I don't get it. But it's really not that hard because I get it. Like I try to get my drone up in DR, right? But hello, there's mad fucking drone shots that you can buy online. Like, there's no excuse to fucking try to. I just feel like he thinks we're stupid. That's it. That you could just get away with it. And I felt like bringing it up because no one else notices. And I'm like, yo.
They probably don't notice because they don't travel or they're not looking at that. A lot of people aren't even going to look at the B-roll. And I feel like the editors or whoever's the editor in the room knows that. So they're just like, I don't care. People are focused on the fights. People are focused on the clubs. They're not focused on the B-roll because nobody cares for B-roll.
I mean, well,
the amount of fucking B-roll you put in there at this point, we're watching it.
We're watching 2 minutes of B-roll when you're trying to give us fluff episodes. Like you're telling me I'm not going to notice it. I don't know. I just felt so like you really think we're stupid. That like those girls like, and this is no respect to people that no disrespect. No disrespect to people who don't have their passports yet or whatever. But I just feel like there are certain girls that come on the show or watch a show that, have a certain mentality and have not traveled. I feel like you're looking at us like all like that. Like, like we're all just, I
get that.
And it's annoying.
But that's probably what it is because they're like a lot of these people, they're watching the show for the fights and the drama. They don't care about the B-rolls.
Yeah.
So clearly the editors don't care about the B-rolls either because that's something that you're not supposed to see. But we travel and also like, I'm an editor, you're an editor, you know how to edit, I know how to edit. So it's like, we know these things.
It was just such an eyesore, It's like someone trying to tell a story and then the story just all over the place because it don't make sense.
I feel like they've been doing that.
I guess you're right.
They've been doing that.
Maybe. I just feel like, y'all, we need to like,
right.
Someone need to say something.
Yeah, I know that I did want to talk about that one scene with Biggie and some of the other girls in the room, and Tink did come in. I think Meatball was in there, Biggie, Anna Mac, and I think Tink came in. And Tink was just basically saying how, why didn't y'all tell me who y'all was sending home? I wanted to be in the vote. And, of course, she was upset that Dia got sent home. Dia and Slim Too Bad, those two were her, like, girls or whatever. So, Biggie starts, saying that basically, you weren't in the vote because, you're not an OG and that's just what it is. And, Biggie in the confessional starts popping her shit, but like respectfully and not for nothing. I love it. I love it because I feel like Biggie was always this type of person from the beginning when she went to the auditions. And I feel like now she is able to really enter that spotlight that she deserves to be in because she went through the fire. She went through her initiation fucking round. She went through being a replacement, being kicked off, being a replacement, coming back, just dealing with so much bullshit and hate that she really became most valuable baddie and fan favorite. So I'm like, good for you, Biggie. I know you did have some other things you wanted to say about that. So what do you have to say?
I can see why you say that. And I have to acknowledge my human nature in being biased towards Biggie, right? Because I love Biggie. However, it poses a good question. Is she turning into a mean girl? Because, right, I hear what you're saying. And that's, I guess, looking at the glass, maybe half full. But how I see it, right? And how I feel like a lot of people may interpret it too, because a lot of people are saying that, is that it's kind of like a frat, right? When you join a fraternity or a sorority, you have to go through the weeks of hazing. And those weeks of hazing, obviously not now, but back in the day, were very, very let's just say just invasive, right? They could be very traumatic. They're just certain things that you did. And then you repeat that cycle to the new people. Mm-hmm. It's almost a sense of like, if I had to go through this, you gotta go through this. Yeah. But yet you were crying when it happened to you. Yet you were begging people to have grace for you when it was happening to you. But then now you're quick to be like, oh yeah, let's see who we evicting. Biggie was really pressed about, finalizing who the eviction was going to. Meanwhile, you were begging and fighting. Granted, it's true, right? If I fought to stay, then, you have every right. I can see how it gets there, but it's almost like, the abused becomes the abuser, that type thing. I feel like if you look at it like that, it's kind of fucked up, right? Because you would think that Biggie, especially Biggie, who went through hell, who got picked on the most, and came out most valuable, baddie, would have a little bit more empathy. But instead, it's almost like she turned into that girl, like, fuck it, if I went through it, you gotta go through it too. Look at me, and now look at you gotta go through it. It's like, how is that fair when you were begging everyone to trust, you were crying in the beginning of the season for Natalie to accept you, and now, you know what I'm saying, now you're doing that to other girls? I mean, it's kind of fucked up, no?
It is fucked up, but she went through it and now she is where she is. But I feel like that boss energy, she's always had that. She's always been like that. She came in with that energy and they tried to play her. And then she really had to go through it to get her respect. So it's like, if she had to go through it, yeah, you gotta fucking go through it, because this is Baddies. This is not no degular peaches and cream show. Like, this is really where bitches be fighting to get their respect. So if she had to fight and go through it, and she's not even a fighter, why can't you? So I agree with Biggie, because I feel like I would feel the same way. Like, yeah, I went through it. I cried like hell, but I got through it. So you get through it.
Yes, but wouldn't you say like...
But the only thing where I could agree with you on is like her inserting herself in the shit. I feel like she doesn't need to insert herself. Like when she took Bianca's goggles off her head, it definitely gave like you were being antagonizing and you were contributing to the issue. That part where I would say, yeah, that was a little bit of mean girl in her part. She didn't have to do that. She could have just sat cute and just watched.
It was literally like what the girls did when they set Biggie up to get balloons thrown at her and jumped by Scarface, right?
Yeah,
like
literally.
All the other girls that were bystanders, or like they kept quiet even though they saw E.T. Mm-hmm. That's still as if like Biggie, that's equivalent to Biggie taking the goggles off of Bianca and contributing to that riled up energy, because like you're just an accomplice almost, like, you know what I mean? Like you're partaking in it, whether you meant it a certain way or not. And I just feel like this is what I claimed in the beginning before the season even started. I feel like sometimes that gets into your head, that ego, that I'm a boss, I made it.
But I feel like she's always had that ego and she's always been like that.
But she wasn't always a mean girl. Or maybe she was, because for Stunner she was.
Yeah. Stunner I feel girl. Like she's always been like that.
So you think she's always been a mean girl?
I don't think she's a mean girl. Okay. I think she's just someone that stands on her shit. And honestly, that's really what it is. If she doesn't like your attitude, she's going to tell you. Same thing with Stunner Girl. She didn't like Stunner Girl's attitude. She told her. And it was that simple. But I do agree that she was doing too much on Stunner Girl after a while. Like, just drop it. And part of me wonders, like, were you doing so much because it was the easiest thing to do because everyone else was doing it?
I mean, wasn't Bianca's goggles getting taken out? Like, wasn't that because she was the one being picked on at that moment? No, like,
yeah,
you know, I don't know. But I'm curious to know what everyone else thinks too, because I feel like I see equal sides, and I also have seen online equal sides on that.
Right. So, of course, moving on, at some point, all of the girls are just chilling outside. Tasiki, what's her name? Scotty, Rollie, right? We already know Rollie's back in the house at this point. And so, they're all chatting. I don't even know what they were talking about. What were they talking about before Mariah Lynn showed up? They were talking about Anna and the beef.
Oh, yeah.
They were talking about that.
That was Natalie was there, right?
No, Natalie wasn't there for that one.
Oh, because I was going to say that her fucking shirt. Do you remember what her shirt said? Natalie's talking to the girls, and then her shirt said blackness without fear.
Oh my God, you're right. She did have the audacity.
The audacity.
Natalie definitely had the audacity to have that shirt on, which is so funny to me.
Bro.
When you pointed that out, I was like, yo, that is some crazy shit.
The reason why it's some crazy shit, because Natalie, before Baddies, and when she was on the Bad Girls Club, she was Little Miss from the Valley, right?
Mm-hmm.
White girl, spoiled, always had daddy's money type girl. And never claimed this, her black side.
Never claimed it.
And I saw that shirt, I was fucking weak. Like, there's one thing we already know. Like, obviously, the community, a lot of people are very aware of the switch up, right? We're all not stupid. A lot of people who know Natalie back then see it, right? But it's so fucking weird when you're wearing that shirt, just blatant. Like, come on. Like, it was just so corny to me.
It was cringe. Because it was like, you're the same one that was calling Portia ugly because she had a big, ugly black nose, right? You're calling these dark-skinned girls ugly. You're talking shit about, black women. But now, all of a sudden, you want to wear a shirt called Blackness Without Fear.
Bro.
Just like the other time when she got denied from this club. I guess the Baddies got denied from this club, even though she already paid a deposit. The owner said that, he didn't feel like he wanted that type of energy in his club. She went online and said, oh, the owner's racist. They don't want a black network. Like, now all of a sudden you want to claim blackness.
Yeah.
Like, girl, bye. You were not right. You were not claiming blackness before this. Now all of a sudden you're black.
Yo, I just thought it was so corny.
It was corny. You pointed that out and I was like, you're so true. Like, I was like, ew, she really was wearing that shirt. But in the midst of that, let's go back to the whole thing with Scotty and Cie and Rollie outside. They're just chatting about the whole Anna and Mariah Lynn beef or whatever. Of course, Mariah Lynn shows up asking for Anna, but I guess they didn't get to get it off their chest. But then why did Rollie fucking decide in that moment to confront Mariah Lynn about something that she had said about being better than everyone else in the cast, talking about how it's her show and she's better than everyone else.
LeBron.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck was that about?
Irving or some shit. I don't know basketball, bro.
Yo, that I was just like, really? Rollie just could never wait. Like, she really chose that moment to really confront Mariah then and there, knowing the situation with Mariah and Anna. It was just crazy. Like, Rollie, it was so random. I was like, all right, I don't know where this ties into the storyline. I don't know when you want to hash this beef out, but right now is not the time, clearly.
No, for sure. I was really confused, yo.
Rollie, I don't even know. I feel like she has no point to be on this season.
To be a bully. To fight.
But you're not really doing anything. I mean, well, we'll get to that, right? We'll get to that.
Yeah, no, I mean... I mean, it's not the first time Rollie's done some shit like that. So it was very in Rollie character to literally out of nowhere make it about her and how she feels.
She always does that. With the seizure?
Yeah, with the seizure. And it was just like weird. You know what I mean?
When Smiley had a seizure, then she made it about her and her dad. Like, nobody asked you.
Yeah, literally. Like, same thing here. Like, nobody asked you. They were talking about a whole other beef.
Right.
And then you just, I don't know. It was weird.
Even everybody was looking at her like, what? Like, what the fuck?
It was mad fucking random. I don't put it past Mariah to have said that, to be honest.
Yeah, me either.
And I'm not gonna lie, when she came out, I feel like she is so trompuda. Like, she just comes out with this pouty fucking duck face, and I'm just so over her. I've been over her. So even her coming out that damn car and seeing her, the way she reacted when Rollie confronted her, talking about, why would I say that? Or just acting stupid. I just feel like Mariah
she's always playing stupid.
Shady. I feel like it's showing how shady she can be, how, I don't know, she's just very fake. Yeah. She's very fake, and it's screaming. It's screaming. Like, even her, like I said, talking about, oh, Gretch shouldn't be here, siding with the whole thing when, it came up online with the video of her calling a black dude the N-word.
Right.
the same person, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, who's trying to get the black girls to hate
They
Asian doll for a
right,
colorist
right.
tweet. You know,
This is why I say people pick and choose, but I feel like I'm so over that because, you know, people are going to be people.
Mm-hmm.
So moving on, there was a scene with, you know, Scotty, Natalie, and Sapphire, a few other girls. I don't remember exactly, but I really remember Scotty mentioning that she wants Gretch to go home, right?
Yeah, Natalie was
and
steering
of
that
course,
conversation.
Natalie decided to really instigate the whole thing by really putting pressure on Scotty. Like, listen, you're OG baddie. If you want these bitches to go home, you got to do something about it, Scotty.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just be sitting here. Don't tell me. Don't talk to me. Tell her. And I feel like it's so interesting how Natalie really does that. She really does manipulate certain situations. And if you're not aware enough, you won't catch it.
Mm-hmm.
You would really think, oh, maybe she's just being a good friend. Maybe she's just watching out for me, letting me know that I need to be on my shit. But no, like, she's really instigating a situation to get a reaction out of you and to get content. Like, let's be real.
Mm-hmm.
So when I noticed that, I was like, oh, here we go. So of course, when I saw, you know, the preview for the next episode after that, I was like, oh, okay. So Scotty and Gretch clearly have their little thing. And that is because Natalie put a battery in her back.
Mm-hmm.
Something that she's very good at doing, which she's done it for years.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, and you see that manipulative dynamic, right? Like, where Natalie's just like, you're an OG baddie. You should be standing on
yeah,
your...
like, I'm not going to hold your hand, Scotty.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Right.
do what you need to do.
Right. And, you know, Scotty's always going to try to live up to Natalie and impress her and
Of course.
be her best friend. So, of course, she's going to do that. That was where she wore that shirt, by the way. That was that scene.
Yeah, the blackness without fear.
Yeah. And then this is where, like, we also get, like, a little bit... This episode was kind of blah.
Yeah.
But also, Callie and Gretch were walking on the beach.
Right.
This is where we find out that they're in Punta Cana.
Right.
And they start talking, and Gretch is hella aggressive.
Yeah, first of all, it was just weird. I don't know how it got there, but Callie was simply, you know, just talking to her about their friendship. It started off very chill. Callie was being sweet, just, you know, talking about how their friendship and how they feel about each other and how they have to have each other's back, da-da-da-da. So that's when she starts mentioning the vote thing, the eviction notice thing. And this is where I kind of start to see Gretch get a little aggressive. And then we started to notice, like, oh, yeah, she's probably drunk. Because Callie was being very sweet, and then she started talking about the eviction thing, just talking about it. Mm-hmm. And then Gretch is like, oh, but why'd you have to pick the vote, though? Why'd you have to pick a vote? I'm asking you, why'd you? Why'd you? And I was like, yo, calm down. Like, why are you talking mad hard at her?
OD.
And then, mind you, this is the only girl that got your back in a fucking house. Yep. You're being weird. Yeah. You're being fucking weird. And then the conversation of their friendship comes up, I guess, because of the eviction notices. And then I don't know if something was said to Gretch, because it seems like something was said to her from the beginning of the show, even with the whole situation with her and Meatball. So I don't know. But it seemed like she started to question Callie if she's even a real friend.
Which is crazy to me.
Because this girl really, after everyone was against you, she really stood on your side.
She was literally the one that brought you to confront everybody.
Right.
She was the middleman between you and everyone else.
She really was. And she was being, how she was with you, she was like that with the other girls too. She was just keeping it a buck. And I don't know, I feel like the conversation went left because Gretch felt attacked. I don't know why she felt attacked. Yeah, I think Gretch was just drunk. It looked like she was just drunk.
She's drunk, and honestly, I've noticed that she just gets very defensive, very
defensive, yeah,
and doesn't leave room to understand.
Because she's used to people always jumping on her, so of course she's gonna get defensive. But yeah, I didn't like that.
I also didn't like it because I think Gretch doesn't realize how she makes Callie look as, you know, being like, okay. In the last couple of episodes, I told people, you know, have grace in a sense where we want to understand where people are from.
Right.
I try to really understand where Gretchen's from, right? And try to have other people really have an open mind. However, I feel like she doesn't have that same grace going back to Callie because she's not understanding that her bringing that problem with the N-word, her being light-skinned, yes, I understand your culture. It doesn't matter. But to these girls, It does. And having Callie, who is a black woman,
Right.
stand up for you
Yeah.
against all these other black girls who do not like you for that.
You making her
You
look
make
stupid.
her look very
You're
stupid.
making her look stupid.
And it looks worse because you're choosing to not understand that and to not empathize with that. And then she got in her face, which pissed me off. Talking
Gretch
about,
got in her
I don't
face
need
first.
to apologize to you.
Yeah.
When Callie was like, now you know what? You really got to apologize.
Because she was just doing too much.
Yeah.
And I feel like the conversation just went left. And then Gretch was really, bucking up to her and in her face. And it's just like, why are you playing with her after she was the sweetest one to you? She had your back. She was the middleman, like you said. And that was another thing that stood out to me too. Because one of the things Callie did say to her, she did say like, nah, you're not going to make me look weird. You're not going to make me look stupid. And because it's true, she is another black woman, and I'm pretty sure all the other, black girls in the house is looking at her like, "Why are you hanging out with her?" And
not for nothing, the
you
conversation,
look weird.
The conversation goes like this: "This is why white people get away with it because it's black girls like you that give them the pass, and then you contribute to the problem at that point, right? Like you're already causing this uncomfortability, and then you're making it worse for your friend."
Right.
You know what I mean?
But that's the thing. It's like, even after all of that, Gretch, you still can't see that maybe there is some genuine loyalty there towards you, because the fact she's practically putting herself on the line to be friends with you, and you don't realize that.
And
like,
you don't appreciate it.
You don't appreciate it. She's also against all odds with you.
Right.
Like, and that's the thing that I was like, damn, like, a part of me did feel a little sad though, because I was like, damn, you could tell Callie did not want to fight her.
No.
You could tell she was not trying to fight her. She kept telling her to back up. She kept telling her to walk away. She kept walking away.
Yeah.
And Gretch just kept getting her face. And it was like, Callie did have to rough her up a little bit.
With girls like Gretchen, you have to.
She did have to. She had to, because she
she
wasn't listening.
Yeah.
I love when she got her little two pieces. She quietly calmed down.
Then she's like, why are you like acting
now,
shocked?
all of
like
a sudden,
Callie's
like,
having
why
an attitude.
are you doing this? But it's like, bitch, you started it.
Yeah.
You really started it. So now it's like, I'm looking at you funny, because do you even realize like what you're doing at this point?
I don't think she does.
I don't think she does either. I don't think
annoying.
there's any awareness there. I really don't think.
I don't think she has any awareness in that. And also, like, again, going back to the conversation, I try to empathize with you, but then this is the reason why black people be like, see, this is why we don't allow it, because then they disrespectful. And then you like shit on your only friend that had you, like had your back. I don't know. If that whole scene made me sad.
Yeah, maybe
for
a little
Callie.
sad too. Yeah, for sure, for Callie.
I was just like,
it made me sad. I was
yo.
like, damn, like I really didn't want that. And you could tell Callie also didn't want that.
Mm-hmm.
And like, she didn't want to hurt her, but it was one of those things where it's like, all right, now you're testing me, so I got to do what I got to do.
Sometimes when your friends is drunk like that, though, you just got to do it, bro. Like, sometimes people really just, when you're drunk,
they'll try you.
When you're drunk, you're just stupid, and you make very stupid decisions.
Sometimes you really do have to you have to rough people up, for real. So, I mean, that happened, and the fact that, Gretch even tried to swing on Callie is wild. And of course, that's where episode 11 ends, which brings us to the next episode. And, the previews we see for that is, Callie and Gretch have their little thing. But then there's multiple fights that happen. So we're like, what is going on, right? Mm-hmm. So now we are going to jump right into episode 12, the one that just dropped, okay?
Yep.
So get your snacks, get your candy, get your popcorn, whatever you're doing. If you're on a long drive, whatever you're doing, on the way to work, on the train, just get ready.
And shout out to the people who don't watch Baddies and just listen to our recaps through that.
Yeah, for sure.
There's some people who do that. And shout out to y'all.
Shout out to y'all, because I know there's a lot of people who even stopped watching Baddies, but they'll still listen and be like, oh, I know what's going on through you guys. I like it that way. Yeah. And it's like, okay, cool. We appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
So if you guys are still watching, definitely leave a review, rate the podcast, slice the like button or hit that like button if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe, all that stuff. We are in the process of creating a new YouTube channel for the Petty Headquarters podcast specifically. So we will be promoting that very shortly. So y'all should head over there if you love the podcast and you like podcast content.
Yeah, I'm sad about that. We'll be transitioning out this channel.
Yeah, we will be. I know some people were talking about, oh, can you just put the podcast on a separate channel? So, yeah. So we will be working on that soon. So if you guys want that, then yeah, when you see it, just head over there. So now let's head into episode 12.
Yes,
God,
this was a good episode.
This was a good episode. I'm not gonna lie. Episode 12, I was hooked to the TV. Like,
yeah, me too. I was up on my seat.
I was up. I was like, oh my God,
I think we rewinded it a few times.
We rewinded so many times because we had to clock that motherfucking tea.
I can't wait.
I can't wait either.
I can't wait.
All right, so first and foremost, episode 12 brings us right into the fight with Cie and Gretch. My question is, Gretch, why your left eyelashes stay coming off? They stay coming off. Even with the fight with Jela and the whole house, it's that same left lash. Like, are you doing individuals? Are you doing strips? I don't know, because it's just coming off. The whole fucking thing. The whole thing.
She looked crazy.
She looked crazy with one lash. Like, it was just too much for me. But you know what's crazy is that whole situation with Cie and Gretch having their little tussle, I was like, damn, like we already talked about that, so I don't want to go too much into that.
Yeah.
But what I realized is that Cie really is the bigger person, because even after all of that, she did have her little talk with Tasiki. She was upset, energies were high. But even then, after calming down, she still went up to Gretch to talk to her. I know. Because I would have fucking talked to her.
Yeah, especially if you're making me look stupid. And you're questioning my loyalty.
Right. I'll be like, all right, let the dogs have you then, bitch. Since you want to fucking question my loyalty, I'll actually show you. I'll show you since you want to act like that. So she actually went up to her and still decided to confront, just have that conversation, talk it out with her, where I'm like, wow, you're still the bigger person even after all of that shit.
Yeah, it was really nice to see Cie in that light. I really like her as a baddie, as just in general, like you don't see that often.
No.
Especially when at the end of the day, like she spoke what she spoke on her friend Gretch. Like, she feels the way she feels. She clocked it about, if you have a problem with that, you should have a problem with Biggie and Mariah and all them. Like, and it's on the show, it's an unpopular opinion. So the fact that you can still stand by your friend, still stand by the unpopular opinion, still not let the big group convince you to hate one girl because they all hate her. You know what I'm saying? She's not a sheep. She thinks independently and stands on it. I really like that. And she really showed, like, I don't know, true friendship, like true friend, like that. I don't know. It was really nice.
It was nice because you don't see that all the time, like on Baddies, period. So it was refreshing to see.
Yeah, it was cute.
One thing I did notice is that, when Gretch and Cie were having their little moment, it was a very cute and refreshing moment to see. What I noticed was that right away, you see Jela and Scotty just walking up, like just ready to interrupt their moment. And it really was like one of those weird things where it was like, where did y'all come from?
Yeah.
And you could tell like Gretch and Cie were like, where did y'all come from? Like, we were just vibing. We were just like having a good time, and y'all really just came out of nowhere. Like that shit. I thought that was weird.
Yeah. I mean, even Cie and Gretch thought it was weird because they were like, what the fuck?
You just ran up on them. You snuck up on them and shit while they were having a little moment. Yeah. Like, for real. I was like, okay, y'all choose to do this now. I'm assuming it was someone's idea.
Oh, yeah.
Because Scotty's just not going to do that on her own.
For sure.
So, of course, Scotty and Jela, they go up. And, of course, Scotty's letting her know that, I have an issue with you. I feel like you need to go home. You're causing all these problems. Of course, Jela, piggybacking off of that. Like, you saying this, you saying that. And, of course, Gretch and Scotty go back and forth. Of course, Scotty feels disrespected. She doesn't even talk. She just hits her. They do their little slap box. Wait. And honestly, I was just, what?
No, go ahead. Finish your thoughts.
Yeah, I was just very, very, it's evident that someone put a battery in Scotty's back We know Natalie was the first person. I don't know who the second person was. At the end of the day, these girls are going to do whatever it takes to keep their spot. And Scotty was doing that.
I don't know. I feel like also I thought it was interesting that Jela was so concerned about Callie and Gretch's fight. She was like, "Oh, didn't y'all just fight?"
Yeah.
And it was like, Jela, mind your fucking business. It has nothing to do with you. It literally had nothing to do with you.
Literally had nothing to do with her.
And it just felt like, again, going back to what I was saying about Callie, like, it just felt like Jela and Scotty were so fucking pressed that Callie just didn't like Gretchen.
Yeah, they were really upset that Callie was like on her side.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that I noticed. I was like, yo, these bitches really act like it's high school.
Yeah.
You know, you can't really take down Callie. At the time, you knew in your head, oh, maybe I can't take down Callie, so you're going to go for Gretch, who is the weakest in your eyes. You already have beef with her. The whole house has beef with her. So it makes it easy. It makes it very fucking convenient and easy for you.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, there's going to be some type of weird, like, energy towards Callie because why are you friends with her? She said this, she said that, and the third. So they're going back and forth. Callie is really not trying to have them fight, and it's like this whole thing because after her, Gretch and Scotty fought, then energies were high. Everybody started getting amped up. So then Jayla's getting mad at Gretch. Gretch is saying bitch. Now Jayla's like, you're not going to call me a bitch and call me out my name. Don't say bitch. And I'm like, which one is it, Jela?
Right.
Bitch or nigga? Which one is it, Jela? Because now, like, you got to pick your words now because this is getting a little out of control. Pick your words, okay? What do you want her to say? What don't you want her to say? This is ridiculous at this point.
Yeah.
Like,
she's looking for anything.
It's
really.
just what it feels like. That's what it feels like. Because it went from, okay, the N-word, I understand. Then the bite mark. Then now, bitch. Like, it's giving you just don't like her. You don't want her on the show. You don't want her to speak.
Yeah.
Period.
I mean, even Callie said it, right?
And
like,
you don't
Jayla's
like
a
her
bully.
existence. Yeah, she is
her.
a fucking bully. That's literally what it was giving.
And then she tried to attack Gretch. And I love that Callie said,
yeah, Callie like stopped her
Literally
from
grabbed
like
her.
doing that. But I think it's very interesting though, throughout that whole altercation and that whole like just experience. Of course, Jela was like, oh, who wants to fight? Are we fighting or not? But then walks away. So I was just very confused because with Gretch, you were very quick to like randomly hit her. You were very quick to like do what you were doing and run up on her. But with Callie, you did not have that same energy.
100%.
So I just thought it was very interesting. And then after Callie was like, oh, who wants to fight? Da da da. Then she was just like, oh, are we fighting or are we not? And then walks off. To me, I thought it was like very interesting that you walked off. But with Gretch, you were quick to throw hands.
Right. No, for sure. I feel like she was hella aggressive when it came to Gretch and did not think about it. Meanwhile, even in the second fight when she fought Callie, like she was just like, run up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like almost like she wasn't sure if she was going to be able to handle her or not.
Yeah, that's what it gave. It gave that. It gave, she was like testing the waters out and she was scoping the scenery out. She wasn't sure yet, so she didn't want to run up and look stupid. She wanted her to run up. That's why, that's exactly what it was. Because of Gretch, you ran up.
Right.
Multiple times, you ran up. But I just want to point out what Scotty said in her little confessional about fucking Callie being there for Gretch when Gretch disrespected her and all this stuff. Play the clip.
All right. I was going to say, should I play it?
Play the clip.
I think Callie can be very much confused. You want to stand beside this alley cat who just keeps putting you in shit. Make it make sense, baby. Now you standing beside somebody you just got into an argument with who disrespects you. She disrespects everybody and you standing with her. I'm mad at you.
So you want to be mad because she's standing beside someone who disrespected her. Mind you, you do that with Natalie every day of your entire fucking life. Natalie has disrespected you so many times.
So many times.
She has embarrassed you, humiliated you, put her hands on you, and you still, you know, stood beside her. You still forgave her. You cried. You let her cry and manipulate you. And you're still her friend because of what? What is it, Scotty? Is it because of what? The endorsements? Because of what? The private jet?
The opportunity.
The money, the gifts, the lavish life? Because you over here sitting there like, oh, how are you standing beside someone that judges and disrespects you? But you do it with Natalie all the time.
Natalie's the biggest one.
The biggest one. And you really just let shit slide. And she loves to sit there, and she went on live one time and was like, guys, no, me and Natalie are like sisters. It's not like that.
Yeah.
You know, I hope someday she will change. But like, bitch, you're stupid. I'm sorry. You're just one of those girls.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
And you know, like, bro, nothing can top when she embarrassed you in front of that fucking in front of that the baddies van. You know what I'm saying? When the fight had nothing to do with
Scotty. It was Krishan and Natalie, and Natalie took it out on Scotty and hit her.
Scotty, bro.
And Scotty's sitting there crying, talking about, you're my friend. Whether it's acting or not, I don't give a fuck. They like to say it's acting, but like Natalie does that to you all
even
the
when it's not
time.
on baddies. Look what she did with the water bottle. Even when the cameras
is not fucking rolling.
Yeah, look what she did with the water bottle when she was dancing at the twerking, and then Natalie poured the water bottle on her, and obviously Scotty didn't like it. You could tell in the video,
right?
So it's like, bro, the audacity to criticize and judge someone else for you to do the exact same thing with literally the fucking head of the show. Like,
listen, man, I guess at the end of the day, we're all human, right? So we're all hypocritical, right? All these bitches is hypocritical on this damn show, seems like, because everybody keeps saying one thing and doing another. But I guess that's just how it is. And you got the cameras on you to show who you really are, or maybe not, to edit you to look a certain way. But either way, like you said, on or off camera, we have seen Scotty get abused. She may like it. It's giving you like it.
Or she's stuck in an abusive relationship with the power dynamic with these people. She's younger. You got to understand that. Natalie is like mad old compared to Scotty. Scotty's a young girl. You know, so let's not underestimate the power of the dynamic between them as well.
I guess you're right. But yeah, I just think it was just very interesting that she really fixed her mouth to say that, because girl.
Yeah, it's the audacity.
You are the most abused. And who knows what you go through with Lemmy? Who knows? Who knows? As the scene continues, Jela and Scotty eventually walk off, and then they go to Natalie. And of course, they're telling Natalie this whole situation. Of course, Natalie's just sitting pretty and tall and just listening to the drama.
She's so happy.
Yeah, like she always does. Just listens to it. And then, eventually, all the girls decide to come out. And that's when Jela and Callie decide to handle their situation. So, this was a crazy thing to witness because it was so many people. One, and two, Callie and Jela were squaring up. And like we said earlier, it was really giving a lot of talking. Nobody wanted to run up on nobody. It was giving they were both kind of testing the waters a little bit, especially Jela, because she initially walked away.
Yeah.
She initially walked away, but then after that, now it's like, oh, okay, now that you went to Natalie, you spoke to Natalie, Natalie's there, now everybody's there. So now it's like, okay, I want a show, I'm going to give y'all a show. So they square up, and of course, Callie ran into those two pieces. Like, we're not going to be biased here. You ran into them two pieces.
Yeah.
But also, I feel like Callie should have ran up again. I feel like she should have got her fair one.
Yeah.
But she didn't. So I was just like, okay, I guess that's it. I didn't know how to feel about that. I was just like, girl, you need to go back and get a do-over.
That she didn't kind of stand up to Jela a little bit more. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I agree. I was just like, girl, you need to go back and get a do-over because this is not it.
Yeah.
This is not it. But then in the midst of that, Rollie randomly Cie and Gretch. Like, what the fuck?
That's
Rollie,
the same thing she does with everything. She just inserts herself in things that she don't need to be inserting herself into.
I just feel like I don't even know what to say about Rollie at this point. I don't care.
I feel like, everything I'm going to say about Rollie is so biased. Like, it's just, no, I don't want to waste your time because everything is going to be so negative. I'm over her. Like, even the things she has to say, I just feel like it's irrelevant. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I can do without Rollie, but
yeah, I feel like I don't know why she's here on this season. I just feel like she's not needed.
In my opinion, same thing. She picks a fight, and
it's the same thing,
and then
kind of getting over it. Like, it's
just
kind of tired. Like, it's you're boring. You're boring.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. She's just whatever. Like, you know, she's just like Mariah. Like, I feel like after 3 seasons, these people shouldn't be but coming back, or maybe 2, honestly, at this point. Yeah. Because I'm tired of Mariah. I'm tired of Rollie. I was fucking tired of the Scotty. You know, like I just want to see some
the Scotty.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I feel like I don't know. It's just I'm tired of Tasiki. Like Tasiki's sorry. Like it's not. It's blah.
It's not hitting. It's not hitting.
It's bland.
Like you're good at eating, but like personality is just
the only time it was good was when your sister betrayed you. And that's when those real emotions came out. But you don't show those real emotions other than that because you know better. And, you know, I don't know.
I was thinking about that too today. I was like, damn, that was when it was lit.
Yeah, Tasiki wouldn't, like, I feel like she needs her sister because she's very grown. So, like, her sister would be the only one to put her in those predicaments that would trigger her to actually really show like you know more, but she's also mad chill. I feel like the people who are lit in real life are kind of blah online. That's besides Diamond the Body.
Yo, and can we also talk about how Natalie said in her confessional that Diamond the Body reminded her so much of Ann Moore. She gave sucking on doorknobs and bottles and clout chaser vibes. You know, I think it's great, and I'm gonna say it every fucking single time. We really call shit out. We really clock it. We really be saying it first. I don't give a fuck if y'all filmed before. We called it. We said it before the show aired. Everybody was calling us haters.
Yo, up until the last episode, fuck that person who literally called me a fucking hater. They're like, oh yeah, she thinks she's boring, but yet she thought it was funny when the wig came off. Bitch, that's what I'm talking about. Those two can be true. She has to do stupid, funny shit like that in order to be quote unquote funny, because in real life, her natural personality is fucking boring. That's it. It's true. Like, I'm not a fucking hater. I sat through that video. Have you sat through that YouTube video? Because if you did, honestly, you probably think the same thing. It was fucking boring. And if you liked it, then you're fucking boring. Like,
yeah, you actually did your research. Like, you weren't going to be biased. Like, you actually did your research. You actually, you know,
I wasn't going to stand on something so strong.
Yeah, and not
watch a video or two.
Exactly. So kudos to you. A lot of people wouldn't even do that. They would just talk shit without even doing any type of research.
And y'all really had the audacity to call us haters every single time we clocked Diamond the Body. Oh, why does she's not a clout chaser. She don't need clout because she's been on TV before.
Yeah. They'll be like, oh, she already has clout. And I'm just like, I don't know why these people think that two things cannot coexist at the same time. Like what you were saying with their comment, those two things could be true, but also you can still have clout and still be a clout chaser
100%.
and do unnecessary things that, like I said before, aren't organic for just attention.
Those
and
streamers do it all the time.
It's not cute.
Yeah.
It's one thing if your personality is really like that and you really like that and this is who you are, okay. But it feels very like theatrical, like a performance.
Right.
And I'm just like, it's not organic. It's not hitting.
Now I wonder if those same people are going to say, oh, Natalie's just being a hater because, you know, she can't be a clout chaser because she had, like literally, Natalie said the two things we said. She's a clout chaser and she's Ann. That's literally what I said. I'm like, yo, this girl reminds me of Ann so much. I literally said that. And then, oh, you're just hating. Da, da, da. Bro, fuck off. I'm like, when I saw that shit, I literally got up from my chair, walked back that way, walked across this way, paused the damn show, looked at Tiana like, no. Yo, Natalie just said what we said and we got mad backlash for that shit.
It's because we're not Natalie.
And that's the thing, and that's the fucked up part, right? Like, because, you know, people like to say, they like to look at your criticism, right? Like, if you're not of someone importance, then, you can't criticize nobody, because they have more money than you.
Yeah, they love to do that.
Money don't mean shit, bro. There are really stupid people in this world that have money that probably don't even deserve to have money, and they just have it because they went viral online for saying hot too.
Yo, honestly, I'm not gonna hold you. That made me feel some type of way. feel some sort of way.
She was just on Jake Paul's podcast.
Literally, like
She was just on Jake Paul's podcast.
Like, I don't know. I just hate that shit. Like, I hate that shit. I don't want to speak on it because I'm gonna just be called a hater. So I don't want to speak on it.
Bro, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna call you a hater.
I don't give a fuck. I'm hating because it's why? You ain't do shit. Everybody else works so damn hard, and then all you got to do is say, you got to give them that hot power, and then you just fucking lit. Like, fuck you, bitch.
Paid $30,000.
Fuck you, bitch. Like, fuck you.
$30,000 to show up.
And then, of course,
somewhere.
it doesn't fucking help that, you know, your skin color and then your fucking blonde and blue eyes, bitch. Like, of course you're on fucking Jake Paul's podcast.
She
like,
did. She is doing like donations to animals and stuff.
I don't give a fuck.
I do appreciate
She's probably
that.
fake as fuck.
All
Stop.
fucking
You
real.
don't know that. I don't give a fuck. Like,
you don't know that.
Get the fuck out of here. She pissed me off. I was like, this bitch did one thing. One thing.
It wasn't even her fault. It's the internet's fault. She ain't tried to. She was drunk. It's not like she was out here trying to go viral.
I guess you're right.
You know, it really is. It's the internet. Be mad at the internet.
Because
it's the same people on the internet that be fucking calling us this and that. But then when Natalie says it, oh yeah, you know what? Now I see it.
Now you see it.
You know what? You might be right.
Now
I don't care.
see
Yo,
it.
Diamond the Body, I gotta give Diamond her credit. She got some strong fans. But they don't scare me, bro. Like, I'ma stand 10 toes deep. Diamond is fucking boring. Hey, yo, she might be lit in real life. I'm just saying, like, everything she does is for clout and it's fucking weird. And then her YouTube videos are fucking boring, so I don't know.
So another thing that I wanted to point out is I know we did talk about Rollie sneaking Gretch, but I'm glad Gretch got her lick back because she snuck her back. So it's like, fuck that hoe.
She did.
Right? She did. And then, of course, in the midst of that, it was a fucking Royal Rumble. Natalie decides to give her little speech talking about, I haven't eaten 5 days. I was like, girl, please. Like, I get it. Y'all deaf don't be eating. But still, isn't this what you like? This is your ratings. This is your show. This is your moneymaker. So I know this is what you want. Like, it's okay. It's okay. You can sacrifice. Of course, it's performative. I haven't eaten in fucking 5 days. Like, bitch, we don't care. And I know damn well you don't care.
But you ate.
Right.
You know
be
ate,
having the nicest room. You ate.
Right.
Bitch, shut up. Anywho, of course, the girls finally decide to get ready to go out, which is how, you know, these reality TV shows end. It's reality TV show fashion.
They went to Infinity.
They did go to Infinity. And you know what's funny? We have a story when we went to DR. We went to Infinity, but they were trying to like overcharge us when we tried to go.
Hey, yo, y'all gotta understand something, right?
DR is crazy.
DR is wild. We went to this spot. We wanted to be more with the locals. This spot they went to was lit, like for real. Like they had a lot of hip hop clubs. But
Infinity is one of those clubs though. It's very hip hop. Like you're not gonna hear a lot of like Dominican dembow there. You're not. It's mostly hip hop.
Yeah, and you know it was one of those places where we were trying to get a bottle and. You know, trying to do all that, but they were like charging $250 for a section.
Only the section, but then for the bottle would be additional. Where I was like, all right, y'all are scamming because that's crazy. Like it should just be for the section. The section comes with the bottle, which is what everyone is used to. It shouldn't be just the section to sit is $250, then additional for the bottle. They were trying to do that, so we didn't go there.
But the baddies flex, you know, they got the money. So
I wonder if they tried to scam them. If they did,
I'm sure that you know, I want to say, you know, they just, you know, they see production. And
they
see
see
money.
The cameras, and they're just like.
But it's a lit spot, yo, and it's cool to see them show up because we know the vibes there. We were literally just there,
yo.
We was with the locals there,
we really were, yo. We went to a nightclub. That shit was crazy. That shit closed at 6 a.m.
bro.
So that was like the after party because all the other clubs, like where Infinity is and all those other spots, it's like a hub of like a bunch of clubs and bars and stuff.
For sure.
They close at 2 a.m. So
and it closed technically at 3 because they didn't stop playing the music until like almost 3, right? Almost 3.
Right. But then after that, after party, everybody heads over to movie night.
Yeah, it's about an 8-minute walk.
Right. And that closes at 6 a.m. So it's just
and it's fucking wild out there.
Wild.
We met some people. There was hookers. There
was a lot going on in them streets.
We
was outside.
Stink bugs.
We was outside.
Yo, we was outside.
There was a Tinder date.
It was Tinderellas. Cinderella's on deck.
Yeah.
Had brothers and sisters trying to take us home.
Yo, it was wild, just to say the least. But yeah,
so it was really cool seeing them.
Yeah, right. And we were just there, and we know the club, so that shit was right. That shit was crazy.
Yeah.
So yes, they go out. You know, Mariah's looking at Anna all weird and didn't want to fight in the club. And honestly, I kind of wish she just fought in the club.
No, I'm glad she didn't, because knowing that area, like just in general, how crazy it is.
That's true.
Without the chaos, I'm really glad that they kept their shit together, because I was talking to they in DR.
That's why they know.
And not for nothing, I was talking to my dentist, his assistant or whatever, and I was telling her about the club. And I was like, yeah, we saw a Tesla truck there. And I was surprised that we saw a Tesla truck. I'm like, yo, it's a third world country. What the fuck is a Tesla truck doing here? And she said there was only one in there, one in DR, and it's by this DJ or whatever. And I was like, he was probably at the spot. So I just thought, I'm just thinking about all this. I'm like, there's only one Tesla truck. You know, you're not trying to fucking get all rowdy in DR, especially in that area. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I honestly, that would have been great for ratings. I would love to see it.
No.
But you see, that's the toxic
I'm
in
glad
me.
Mariah Lynn stood in her lane, because she already been pissing me off with this culture vulture bullshit. Like, I just needed you to stay out, please.
They would have definitely ruined that bag.
That's what I'm saying.
100%. They would have kicked their asses out. They did not play.
Yeah.
They would have kicked their asses out with the swiftness.
Yeah, it's just too extra. So I'm glad that she actually did the mature thing. Honestly, that was my favorite thing, to see her literally take her fucking sad ass out the club and with her little fucking pouty ass face.
Yeah.
I was very happy. And I was like, that is the best thing you could have done. Because if she fucking did something, I feel like I'm already tired of her. So like, it would have pissed me off.
It's done. I feel like Mariah is on the same page as Roelly at this point. 100%. For you.
Like,
it's done. But Roelly's still up there. Roelly's still up there. That's crazy. But yeah. Anywho, moving on, we have to point out Natalie taking off her baddie chain and putting it on Tinkerbella. So that was very interesting to me. I was like, what's going on there? Raised a question mark for me, but also it looked like it was just like an initiation thing. Like she's bringing her in, like Tink passed all the tests and now she gets to sit with she gets to join the sorority. Like, she passed all of her tests and now here she is, right? Tink feeling emotional about it, started crying. I was like, bitch, why the fuck are you crying? But I guess I can't understand. I guess that's something that she's proud of. So I would never understand that. So to her, it's like a big deal.
I mean, I get it, because at the end of the day, when you're on this show, like what comes with it is opportunities, right? Know, I'm sure, like even when I saw a recent interview, I didn't watch the whole thing. But I did see parts of it, and she said something along, like, they asked her, what's different now that, the show's aired and you're on Baddies? She goes, I got more money. And I feel like that's the truth with all these bitches, right? Like that is the fortunate part about being on the show, which is probably why, when you get the approval from Natalie, like, that's a huge deal. And then Natalie steers a lot of what the general perception of these baddies are, or who they are, take that with a grain of salt, but still, so I just feel like, she probably felt like that was a moment that's going to change her life. That's how these girls look at it. Like, this is going to change my life.
Right.
Which it can.
Right.
But yeah, I mean,
you wasn't giving her the side eye when it happened.
I thought that was interesting though, because I've noticed immediately when she was getting it, the slow-mo, there was it could have just been the shot, but I couldn't help but notice that Meatball was looking down and looks tight or sad about that instead of happy for her sister.
Yeah, it didn't seem like she was happy for her at all.
Yeah, and she did say that there was a reason, because the energy when Tink said, look at my necklace, that it felt like she was rubbing it in as opposed to oh, look at me and be proud of me.
No, I think she was hating. Meatball was definitely hating.
That's a question I'm curious to know.
Listen, I know what it is to be a hater. I've been a hater. I've definitely hated. So I know what it looks like when someone's hating. Meatball was definitely hating on Tink that she got that necklace and she didn't. I don't even know if she thought about herself or if she thought, oh, are you going to switch up on me now because you got a necklace? It could have been so many things she was thinking about. Sure. But it wasn't from a perspective of, I'm happy for you, because she sees how it's so much it's a lot of politics with the show, and it's just a lot of fake weird shit. So of course in Meatball's head, yeah, she could have been hating, but also to look at the other side because of all the politics and the weird shit going on that maybe we don't see. She's probably looking at her sister like, what the fuck? Like, you switching up on me now? Like, you know, I guess when people start leveling up, energies change, and she probably felt like, oh, you gonna switch up on me now because you got a baddie change?
I mean, we've seen it in more minor situations, right? Where you're, peoples that you think were your peoples start switching up on you because they think that, maybe you're not of status anymore. And, money really has a tendency of changing people, and like validation and power and all that shit. So I don't know. I'm curious to know what y'all think about if Meatball was hating.
Meatball hating, or did she just feel some type of way thinking that now Tink is going to switch up on her? Was she just already activating her defense mechanism?
Maybe.
I don't know.
But also, I'm curious to know, like, also bringing it back. I know random, but do you think Callie brings a threat to the OG baddies?
That's right.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, I think so.
Like, I
think
feel
so.
like for them to be so bothered that she didn't,
because they know that they can't really take her. Like, I feel like, yeah, Jela did her little 1-2s, but I feel like
Callie got herself out of there quick.
Callie's still a threat to you guys, which is why Scotty was quick to put her hand up when Callie was like, no, you're not hitting my friend. You're not hitting my friend. Scotty was quick to be like, don't touch me. Don't touch me. Like, I don't want you out of all people touching me. That's what it gave. And I don't know. I just feel like people do look at her as a threat. And that's why it's not as easy for them to get to Gretch because of her.
Yeah, Callie's not really a sheep,
No.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm curious to know, do you guys think that Callie has potential to be a threat to the OG baddies? Like, do you see her being an OG baddie? Like, I think she's more of a baddie than...
I think if they do another season, they should definitely bring Callie back.
Yeah. I like Callie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the next episode, we do get a sneak peek of Anna and Mariah finally doing their little slap boxing match. So, I mean, I'm not really excited to see it, but at the same time, I'm excited to see it, just to see what's up with that.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want Callie to get her ones. I just want to know. And another thing about Callie is that she even admitted, like, yeah, I didn't win that. I didn't win that. And I still respected her for that, because at least she was mature enough to know that, yeah, she got it. Jela got her hits in. She got it. Because
not like fucking
Mariah Lynn talking about, oh, I beat Asian doll up. Girl, are you delusional?
Fucked up I wear.
Right.
What do you mean where?
And the cameramen, they are so petty. They be catching that shit in slow-mo.
Yeah.
She was getting ready to go out. She said, turn around in slow-mo. You saw that red shit right there in slow-mo. I was like, bitch, what the fuck are we talking about? Like, they keep zooming in on your shit, bro. They're
funny.
zooming in on it, bro. I can't, Mariah Lynn. It's done. So yes, I'm excited to see the next few episodes. And I just want to know too, like, I know that Natalie, Zeus as a whole, they announced that they're doing Baddies, what is it, North?
Baddies Midwest.
Baddies Midwest, thank you. Baddies Midwest. I'm calling it now. Baddies Midwest is probably going to be the craziest season out of all seasons. It's probably going to come neck and neck with Baddies West. I'm calling it now.
Isn't Chicago in there?
Yeah, and Detroit. So,
oh my God.
So, if they do their big one with actually bringing in new bitches and not just keeping the same all the time OGs, right? I think that Baddies Midwest is really going to top all the other baddies. Will probably come neck and neck with Baddies West.
They also have that other one, that Baddies Gone Wild.
Oh yeah, that's
like
right.
A spin-off show where it's just a
Scotty.
Bunch of new girls.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just a bunch of new girls, no OGs, stuff like that.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I did see something like that, but I didn't fully look at it for that long.
Yeah. I guess it'll be interesting.
Yeah, I guess
to see.
Yeah, because it's like we want some new personalities. We want some new faces. Like, and we want some crazy personalities too. We need multiple crazy personalities. Maybe like 2 chill people. But I feel like you need multiple crazy personalities to really turn this shit up. Turn it the fuck up.
Bring in some like trans bitches, yo. That'd be cool.
They not gonna like that one.
They
not gonna like that.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool. Shit, I'm for it. I'm for it.
Met some cool baddies.
Yo, I'm
Trans
for
baddies,
it. But
you know?
I feel like a lot of the community or the fan base sometimes can be very like homophobic and transphobic. So they're not gonna want to see that, especially if a trans woman starts hitting a cisgendered woman. That's gonna be like a problem.
Oh my god,
It's true.
See,
but my thing is, if
mind.
y'all want toxic, let's keep that same energy.
I mean, yeah,
That's how I feel. Let's keep that same energy.
It's
because,
good conversation.
Because I've literally seen like on Now That's TV.
Yeah.
I forgot what show it is, but they'll have trans women and like cisgendered women fight.
Yeah.
And they be fighting and
Yeah.
it don't matter.
Yeah.
It don't matter. Like, and it's so toxic. So I'm just like, yeah, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Shit.
But
Run
yeah.
it the fuck up. But yeah. So yeah, I mean, if you guys made it this far, definitely, like, rate, review, subscribe, do all of that good shit. So with that being said, where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram. That's JESSI.strange. And where can they find you, Tiana?
You guys can find me on Instagram at randommania1. You guys can find us on Instagram at the Petty Headquarters. We do release episodes every Tuesday at 4 p.m. So tune in. We're on Spotify, Apple, all of those podcast platforms. You can find us there. We also have episodes on YouTube as well. Petty Headquarters. Like I said, we will be transitioning into a new channel, so be on the lookout for that.
Yep.
Stay tuned. And yeah, with that being said, I mean, this was your weekly dose of mess. Do you have anything you want to say?
Nope. I'm going to sleep. Later.
Bye.